And then movies is somehow borderline a full freaking section this week. We have update on The Crow. We have new trailers to talk about, specifically a Thanksgiving themed horror movie from Eli Roth. That's right. And then a community issue over in regular ass news around the Marvels. We'll talk about that ever so briefly. Welcome, nerds, to the movie news for the week. This is where we're going to be talking about all of the nerdy and or pop culture related movie news that we can get our grubby little hands on. So like if it's been announced, if there's a new trailer, if there's casting, all of that's gonna be here. So let's get into that, shall we? So, let's start with follow-ups and corrections. We have 2 follow-ups this week. 2 follow-ups based on movies that honestly have kind of been in some sort of development hell for some time. First up is Hellboy, The Crooked Man. So we have a new distributor confirmed for this movie called Ketchup Entertainment. I'm very much unfamiliar with who these guys are. So, and largely most people are, I think, which is leading people to speculate that this is going to get a very limited theatrical release and then is going to go straight to a streamer, which, considering the last outing for this franchise, is sadly appropriate, even though I really dig the Hellboy movies generally speaking, and Hellboy comic books, absolutely. So yeah, there is distributor attached to it, but that's all the update we have so far. So let's move over to the other one, which is The Crow. Bill Skarsgård starring in The Crow. It's somewhere in development still, but we now have official confirmation that Lionsgate has purchased the rights to this movie, which means it will get a proper theatrical release, very likely, I guess. And also it will be going to one of the major streamers. It's not going to go to like Shudder or anything along those lines. It is going to be probably on who does Lionsgate distribute through? Usually I think it's Netflix, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're gonna see The Crow with Bill Skarsgård happen, assuming the writer's strike doesn't completely throw too many monkey wrenches in the works and it just kind of dies in that development hell. So that's what we got for follow-ups and corrections. Let's talk now trailers. We got a teaser trailer for Aquaman 2. This is kind of the most egregious example of this situation I think that we've seen in some time. So teaser trailers, generally speaking, are like, 15 to 30 seconds, and they don't really reveal a whole lot, but they do reveal when the proper 2.5-minute trailer is going to be released. Generally within like 2 or 3 days, I think, is the most egregious version of this that we've seen up to this point. And now it's getting just a little bit further out. This time around, we're waiting 4 days. So almost a week from the teaser trailer to the proper trailer. It just seems so dirty and like, why not just release the teaser trailer and be like, hey, tomorrow during this big event, we're going to be releasing the proper trailer, because that's usually what the teaser trailers are used for, but whatever. Aquaman 2 teaser trailer, some footage from the movie, a little bit, largely just a line from Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, talking about burning everything that Arthur Curry, yeah, brain fart. Burning everything that Aquaman knows and loves and blah, 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 and just interesting. There's been some rumors around this that there's going to be some issues between who is the antagonist and who is the sidekick in this. We're not going to talk about it in this week's rumor mill because I want to try and find confirmation from somebody else. But either way, Aquaman 2, go check out the teaser trailer, and you got a couple days yet before the proper trailer launches. From there, let's talk about this other new trailer. Or the next new trailer, I guess we've got a few more. The next new trailer is a movie called Thanksgiving, which is a horror movie from Eli Roth. So, sure, I'm always down for a holiday-themed movie, specifically one that is not Halloween or Christmas. So yeah, new Thanksgiving movie in general is a welcome. And Eli Roth, so it's going to have a little bit of a budget, so it's not going to be like Thanksgiving or God, there's a couple other ones that are coming to mind. I can't think of their names though, that are just terrible as far as horror movies go. The brief description of the movie is as follows. After a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. Like I said, directed by Eli Roth, written by Eli Roth and Jeff Rendell. I don't know what else Jeff has done. Produced, blah, blah, blah. Cast is going to feature Patrick Dempsey, Addison Rae, Milo Manheim, Jalen, Thomas Brooks, Nell Verlaque, and Rick Hoffman, and Gina Gershon. So some like bigger names in there, some little washed up names, and some new names. So that sounds like a little promising. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I couldn't find a release date specifically for it yet. I do know that it is going to be in theaters. Actually, no, I think the release date is at the end of the trailer. I just didn't write it down. So go check the trailer and you'll see when the movie's going to be released. Yeah, pretty freaking interesting. Let's move on. From there, we got a new trailer from Netflix. They recently acquired the rights to the Spy Kids movies. Recently, it was, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago. Spy Kids movies. So they're releasing a new Spy Kids movie called Spy Kids Armageddon. Netflix's first stab at the franchise is going to be directed by Robert Rodriguez, like the previous installments of the movie series have been. Going to feature Zachary Levi, because sure. Release on Netflix is September 22nd, and this very much seems like kind of an amalgamation of the first 3 movies. Like, they're taking key elements of the plots of the first 3 movies and making a new movie based on those key elements. You've got the part of it where it takes place in a video game, part of it where the kids become spies, and then I forget what the second movie was, but it's basically like the key elements of those major plot points are this movie. That is what this movie is. So yeah, not boding super well for Netflix. Then we have one final trailer just launched this morning as I'm filming. Pet Sematary is getting a prequel. Believe we've talked about this previously. We got the trailer for it. I don't know how I feel about this trailer, honestly. Literally just watched it before turning the camera on, so go watch it. Let me know what you think. It doesn't feel quite cash grabby. I mean, I'm not gonna say it feels like a cash grab, but it feels mildly disingenuous, if I can say that. I don't know. It also looks like there's a strong possibility it could be good. So that's what I mean by I don't really know how I feel about the trailer. Release date we do now know is October 6th for the Pet Sematary prequel. So go check that out. And then let's jump over to regular ass news and let's talk about this situation surrounding the Marvels, and specifically the Standees that we're dealing with for the Standees. So I don't know. Let's try and do this. So the big cardboard cutout things that live in movie theaters, and when we're talking about video games, they get them in gaming stores and stuff like that too. Those are called Standees. The artwork that is on the new Marvel's Standee is iffy. Let's just say that, I guess. So if you look, and the images that I could find are not the greatest, but you can still kind of see what the community is taking issue with. The Photoshop job on Brie Larson's face is almost like they took like a couple of different pictures of her and tried to mash them together as one, which is a strange choice, because I think one of the comments said it looks like somebody tried to Photoshop Vin Diesel into Brie Larson, which strangely accurate. And then also, if you look at Iman Vellani, her Miss Marvel, it's like they didn't have a shot, that action pose shot without the mask. They didn't think to just take a backup shot just in case they wanted one without the mask. So they edited the mask out, and Lord knows that's always gone over well previously in cinema history, right? Like when Henry Cavill had a mustache that he couldn't shave off, that went over super well too, right? Oh man, just this... this is leading the community to point fingers and say, see, they know it's going to be garbage, so they're not even going to take the extra time it would require to put Iman Vellani back in that suit to take a picture of her without the mask, or Brie Larson to even have her pose for the picture to begin with, because apparently that's not how that works. I don't know that that's necessarily the case, because if you remember, the first Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel movie, I guess I should say, did cross the $1 billion threshold. So it doesn't make sense that they would be being so sloppy with this. There's a lot of speculation that could be had, but the hard facts that we have is that Disney wants to make money. The last time this main character, Captain Marvel, was in a movie, it made them money, a lot of money. We also have Monica Rambeau in this movie, and the last thing that she was a part of was one of the things that the community really, really attached to and enjoyed, specifically talking about WandaVision, because I can't remember if she was in anything else since then. But either way, she was part of WandaVision, and that was a big thing in the community. People really dug that show, for the most part. But then the only wild card here would be Iman Vellani's Miss Marvel. So, like, it seems like they have key elements here that could equal to something that makes them money. So why would they be being so sloppy with this? It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm going to pass that one off to you. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say in the comment section, but let me know what you think in the comment section. From there, that's all we have as far as regular news and such goes. So let's talk about suggestions this week for movies. We're going to go with another classic Marvel movie. This one is Fox Marvel, and not quite as classic as last week's Iron Man suggestion. We're talking about Logan from Fox, one of the final movies that Fox released while they still had the mutants rights. This is just well done. It's obviously not as good as it could have been. There are a number of issues, and if you want to really pick it apart, then by all means, don't have fun with yourself. But for those of us that really just enjoy a decent comic book movie, and this one's far more than just decent even, Logan is absolutely a quality movie, and anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is trying to push a narrative that you shouldn't buy into. So go check out Logan. That is your movie suggestion this week. And once again, nerds, this is just a clip from the main show, the Weekend Nerddom, over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go check that out for the entire episode, or just stay tuned here for other news related to nerdy pop culture stuff and just random fun little bits. Before we head out, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.